Welcome to Community Forum. I'm Kurt Radel, Government Programming Coordinator at Waycross Community Media. Today, we have Easterseals of Redwood, and our special guests are Austin Alley, Corporate Relations Manager, Emmanuel Black, Director of Economic Empowerment Programs, and Jill Cates, Workforce Development Coordinator. Welcome all three of you.
Thank you.
Well, let's start off, Austin, talking about the overview about Easterseals Redwood.
So Easterseals Redwood is a nonprofit that operates in Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky. Our mission is to advance 100% equity, access, and workforce inclusion for people with disabilities, those facing economic disadvantages, and military veterans. So at our core really is the idea of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's our number one value, is to create opportunities in the workforce for people, regardless of their background, what challenges they may face, to help connect them to meaningful careers that can help them become self-sufficient and just create opportunities for themselves and their families.
Recently, there was the merger of Redwood and Easterseals. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Easterseals, serving Greater Cincinnati, has been around for over 50 years now. Redwood, which has operated in Northern Kentucky for over 70 years. We recently merged in August of 2022. And now as a combined agency, we bring over 120 years of community service to Greater Cincinnati. And the big kind of impetus behind the merger was to be able to expand our programs geographically. There are a lot of programs that kind of operated in a silo within each respective state. So, for example, our disability services that we've had in Northern Kentucky through Redwood is kind of limited to Kentucky residents. And because of insurance restrictions and so forth, people that might live in Hamilton County have not always been able to cross the river into Kentucky to be able to receive those life-changing services for their children and their loved ones. So now as a combined organization, we are better in position to expand those programs throughout the tri-state to meet whatever needs our community may have.
And among those programs, you're addressing the disability and military as well.
Absolutely. So disability services, those are kind of like daily care for both children and adults with disabilities. And so that daily care looks different. And, we offer a number of different programs for early child care learning and education. We have a program called PPEC, Prescribed Pediatric Extended Care. That's essentially medical day care for children with very acute needs. So we offer those programs. We have therapeutic intervention, assistive technology resource center. So those individuals that need specific types of equipment to be able to, for mobility and things like that, we offer that as well. And then for adults, we have a vocational center where they're able to come in and earn a paycheck to work and have daily care for whatever their needs may be as well. So that's kind of on the disability services side. And then we also have the military and veterans, as you mentioned. These are kind of our newer programs. We've been doing this for a little over a decade now. In that time, we were able to meet the needs of over 4,000 veterans here in Greater Cincinnati. And we do that through a number of ways. So we have like providing emergency resources. Maybe they need help with groceries, or they need help finding a shelter. We don't necessarily provide them those things, but we can connect them with resources or other agencies in the city to help them with that. We provide mentorship for veterans who are kind of on their way out of the service, so they're active duty, they're going to be re-entering civilian life, and they may not have a plan for what the next chapter of their life looks like. So we have mentors that help them develop that plan if they want to go back to school, if they want to work in a particular trade or a particular industry. We help them with that. We offer benefits assistance because so many veterans are not receiving all of the VA benefits that they're entitled to. Maybe they don't know what it is that they are entitled to. Maybe they don't know how to go about enlisting in those. So we help them with that. And then finally is the workforce development piece of our veterans programming, where we connect them to jobs in the careers that they want to go into, the fields that they're interested in based on their skill sets, and then we put them in meaningful employment.
Jill, there are programs available for the people and also with those who have economic disadvantages. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that falls under our economic empowerment programs. And these programs help people from young adults through older adults that have some challenges economically. Perhaps they have challenges educationally. They might have dropped out of high school. They might want to pursue a post-secondary education. We're there to help them, take them where they are, and lead them forward on a career pathway that is meaningful. Regardless of whether they do have their high school diploma or not, we're going to take them from that point and we're going to help them overcome those barriers that are going to help them obtain a career. Two of the programs that I'm very familiar with are the WIOA program, which is called our Career Connection, and that's for young adults in our Butler, Warren, and Claremont counties between the ages of 16 and 24 that have some barriers to moving forward. And it could be that they dropped out of high school. It could be that they got pregnant. It could be that they were on an IEP during school. So there's a lot of eligibility, but it's a barrier for them, and many of them are economically disadvantaged as well. So the career training is all about getting them in the in-demand tracks so that they are going to have a sustainable wage, and it's going to be something that they're going to need. They're going to be in that workforce for a long time and probably grow with it. And the other programs, I guess Emmanuel can tell you about. He oversees several of them.
Yeah, so I'm primarily focused on Hamilton County and Northern Kentucky area. So same concept. We're working with those underserved populations. We really like to say that we're a place for everybody. We try to get you from birth to retirement, and however you come and whatever your situations are, we want to work with you. We come from a holistic approach. I look at it as like a team. We try to get individuals in, say, hey, you're going to be our star player. We're going to be those role players. Where can we support you, and how can we uplift you along your journey, wherever you want to go? And what we try to do is eliminate whatever barriers you're facing along that path. Some people are able to successfully exit a program, and some people are not. But we always want to be a reminder to those individuals that we are here for you. You can always come back. You can always stay engaged. We always have workshops, activities that we have going on throughout the year that we strongly encourage people to come out. Towards the last quarter of last year, we did several new home ownership programs and workshops where we had realtors, we had lenders come out and talk to the population about getting into home ownership. We implemented towards the end of last year as well as a new financial literacy cohort, which runs 6 weeks, where we're providing people with, we're working on them with a budget. We're teaching them about 401ks, investing, and different things that they can do to just try to get ahead, whatever that look like. What we found out during the end of COVID, during COVID was a time where it was very innovative. You had people becoming influencers, chefs, cooks, learning how to do hair. So what we try to do is come from approach. Let's get you a regular job where you have a 9 to 5, you're making a consistent income, but maybe you have another niche that we could tap into, and we can help you identify, getting you an LLC established, getting you a small business, and maybe that'll help you get to that more livable wage where you're able to provide for your families and provide for yourself and make a more sustainable living.
With the way the economy is across the country, is what are you talking about? Because I know you offer transitional employment.
Correct.
A pathway to success. Emmanuel, tell us about that.
Yeah, so like all our programs in the economic empowerment program, we try to figure out where are you at, what are you dealing with. Is the first step getting you your high school diploma or GED? From there, can we upskill you? Can we get you some kind of training that's going to get you into some sustained employment, whether it be a medical assistant, construction? We have a very well-oiled machine when it comes to a construction program. We offer 6 to 8 week training for individuals between 16 to 24, where they could come in and be a part of either our youth build program if you are 16, or you could be a part of our fast track program, which is for the older adults, which is between 18 and 24. So just depending on where you want to go and your path that you want to go, we try to connect you with some kind of training, some kind of upskill where we can get you employed. We have these relationships with construction companies throughout the city of Cincinnati. We also have connections with hospitals as well where we can connect you. So it just depends on the path and the individual and just mapping out what success looked like for them. We don't want to determine success for them. We want them to tell us, hey, this is what success looks like for me. How can you get me there? And that's how we step in.
And there's no question that because of COVID, career paths that people had chosen before turned upside down.
Correct.
You also have a program, Austin and Emmanuel, you both can address, talking about community partnerships, because you can't do it alone, can you?
No, so our community partnerships are very important to us. We try to connect with anybody and everybody within the greater Cincinnati area and the 4 counties that we serve. So we're always eager to have partnerships come in, and we're also looking for those partnerships. Some of the great partnerships we have that help us move the needle.
Yeah, I mean, so we got some like incredible corporate partners, for example. Emmanuel mentioned earlier construction pathways and things like that. So we work with Messer Construction. They're a big partner of ours. So they partner with us on the programs, and then ultimately they and their subcontractors hire a lot of the individuals that go through our programs. Kroger is another phenomenal partner of ours. Not only do they serve as the presenting sponsor of our Brighter Future celebration every year, but they've hired so many of our clients that have gone through our programs as well. So we have the corporate partners. We also have other nonprofit partners that we work with, Talbert House, things like that as well.
So I've known Jill for a number of years, and so I'm pretty familiar with Easterseals and Easterseals of Redwood and so on. And you really offer a place for everyone, from infants to me, which means seniors. Is that right,
Correct.
Austin?
Absolutely. That's a perfect example. So in our Fort Mitchell campus, we have tons of infants there. We have, programs that are specifically for babies. And then in our programs on both sides of the river, we have people as old as in their 70s, maybe even the 80s. And that's
You're touching my zone.
Yes. So that's one of the beautiful things that I love most about being a part of Easterseals Redwood, is that nobody gets turned away because they age out of a program or they're too young for a program. We really do have something there for everyone, regardless of when you were born, where you're from, what your background is, maybe some of the barriers and challenges that you face in your life. We really invite everyone to be a part of our family here at Easterseals Redwood. And there is a program or an opportunity for everyone. And so that's a big part of our value.
Now we got 4 letters here. PPEC program. What is PPEC?
So PPEC, that's PPEC, that stands for Prescribed Pediatric Extended Care. That is a program that right now is specific to Kentucky. There are longer term plans to be able to get that into Ohio as well. And the simplest way to describe that is medical daycare.
Thank you for simplifying.
Yes, because it is confusing, and it's something where children with very acute needs who need to be monitored daily, they may need feeding tubes to be able to eat, a whole slew of different things. That is all incorporated into your traditional daycare kind of setting. And so that is something that's offered right now in our Fort Mitchell campus and in northern Kentucky. As I mentioned, we're looking to eventually expand that into Hamilton County as well. We've been very fortunate that our children's services this past year received a 5-star rating from the state of Kentucky, their Division of Child Care. And that's something that a very, very small handful of providers achieve that rating, and that's the highest rating you can get. And so we're very proud of that designation. And we look forward to being able to expand that to other parts of the tri-state.
Emmanuel, skills training and also credited programs. What's that about?
So going back to the partnership question, so we have great relationships with Great Oaks. That's one of our good partners that we have. So what we try to do is if we have an individual that say, hey, there's a specific skill trade that they want to tap into that's offered at Great Oaks, we have a great relationship where we can get those individuals in there and help remove the barrier of transportation, whether it's be providing gas cards or providing some kind of Uber assistance in order for those individuals to attend the campus and make sure that they're there for those requirements. If it's something outside of that, we once again, we have great relationships with Messer. We have a pre-apprenticeship program where they can participate in hands-on training, learning how to build. One big project that we just completed was a Hemlock house. They was able to help with a prefab house. They did a lot of the interior, exterior work on the house, and that house was actually sold to a veteran, a family of 5. So it's those type of things, or those activities, those hands-on experience, those in-demand trainings that we provide and connect individuals with so they can become employed.
Jill, there's the Youth Career Connection and also the Hospitality Training Services Program.
Yes, I spoke before on Career Connection, but the Hospitality Training Services Program is new. We have made partnerships in the community to help individuals that have disabilities or do not have disabilities attain a credential in hospitality. As you know, it's growing exponentially, and there is a huge need for people to work in the hospitality industry. So not only do these individuals get case management, they get direct hands-on experience, and they get an instructor to help them teach these credentials, and that's through the ALE, which is the American Hotel Education and Lodging Industry, and it was along with ServSafe for the cooking and dining experience. So they get credentials they can put on their resume that are going to be great in any job they go to, because as you know, hospitality is extended in so many careers.
Certainly is, and also you talked about, and we've been having several discussions about the workforce development programs, but the supportive services for that, if you'll address that.
So as Emmanuel was saying, if we have these people that have these economic disadvantages, they can't afford oftentimes to pay for school. So if it's an in-demand career, it's something our grants will help pay for. It could be a short-term credential that is 10 weeks, it might be 6 months, it might be 9 months. Some of our programs can go up to 2 years, depending on what the credential is. So along with helping pay for their education, let's say they have a job interview or they need a uniform, we can help accompany that. We can help support them with an outfit to go to an interview, or if they needed uniforms or tools to go to a job, we could help support with that. Gas cards are very big. There's extended amount of supportive services, just depending on the program and depending on the need of the person. We try to, like I said, take that person where they are and move them forward, and whatever it takes to do that, that's what we're going to try to do.
Austin, let's talk about some of the major fundraising events that you have, because I find them really, really exciting and interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. We do several fundraisers throughout the year. We have one that we really encourage any of your viewers to get involved in. If they have a loved one in their life who served our country in any capacity, we do an event called the Honor Ride. We hold that every August at Miami Whitewater in Harrison. And it's like a 5K, but people can go and they ride their bikes, and they ride their bikes on behalf of loved ones who have served. We recognize all of those veterans through the pre-ride honor ceremony. So it's a really amazing event for everyone to get involved in. That's one way to get involved. Every fall also we have an event called the Brighter Future Celebration. And what that event does is that tells the story of 3 or 4 individuals who have been through our programs and who have overcome tremendous barriers in their life to achieve meaningful employment. So we tell their stories, and that event is actually broadcast then on local television in a 30-minute segment. So that's another thing where people can kind of get involved and view that event. And so we encourage everybody to follow us on social media at Easterseals Redwood. We have our website, eastersealsredwood.org, and to look us up on YouTube as well. We have all of that content out there. If you follow us on social media, you'll be able to find more out about our fundraising events that we have coming up. And then before we conclude, I did want to harken back to one thing Emmanuel said. He used the phrase, Easterseals Redwood is a place for everyone. In this past year, we actually had a video produced that really showcases why that is the case and why it really is a place for everyone, and we'd love to be able to show that.
Easterseals Redwood is the thrill of accomplishment, it's community, it's hope.
Easterseals Redwood has provided Cheryl with 55 years of education and therapies.
I didn't do it without them.
Redwood is my school. We have a lot of fun.
My favorite part is no day is ever the same. I have a different challenge every day. I'm always putting out a fire or bringing some water.
Do you like coming to Easterseals Redwood? You do? What do you like about coming here?
Miss Shayla, I have books.
And your books?
Yeah.
Easterseals Redwood significa un lugar seguro para todas esas personas que sienten que no tienen un lugar.
When you look at the history of the concept of diversity, equity, and inclusion, Easterseals Redwood was living that long before it was the trend that it is now.
They gave me hope when I didn't have any. They dedicated themselves to making sure that I was okay. It's inspirational.
Now you're gonna bring the tears. The greatest joy is seeing somebody change their life. We get the opportunity to bring families together, help families thrive, purchase homes, buy cars, do things they never thought they could.
Easterseals Redwood, it's like family.
Easterseals Redwood has a huge impact on veterans.
For me, being a veteran was the help I needed to get back into society.
I've been working at Easterseals for 17 years, and I don't think I'm leaving no time soon until retirement comes.
Easterseals means to me jobs, community, stability, and it makes me feel wonderful.
Easterseals is help for those going through the hardest times in their lives.
Easterseals Redwood is about building possibilities through innovation.
Job opportunities.
Second chances.
Family.
They know me better than anybody.
This is a place
For everyone.
Everyone. At Easterseals Redwood, there's a place for everyone.
Well, we certainly appreciate all of you coming in, as we've had Austin Alley, we've had Emmanuel Black, and also we have had Jill Cates. This has been Community Forum. As I thank all of you, I'm Kurt Radel, Waycross Community Media, Government Programming Coordinator. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.